Welcome back. Now, ANC MP Khusela Sangoni has questioned crime intelligence boss Dumisani Khumalo on claims against Police Minister Senzo Mchunu. It was alleged that the minister disbanded the political killings task team at the behest of controversial businessman Vusimuzi Cat Matlala. Sangoni asked Khumalo if they had any tangible evidence linking Matlala to the disbandment, to which Khumalo responded that they relied on circumstantial evidence. The ad hoc committee has adjourned for the day.
It's a very, very serious allegation against Minister Mchunu. I've gone through most of the messages that have been put before us from different witnesses, and at no point do I see anybody discussing with Minister Mchunu the disbandment of the PKTT. The closest to it that I see is Brown Mokhotsi speaking to Matlala saying the guys are being disbanded, whatever they say between them. Where does Minister Mchunu enter? Because circumstantial evidence, it can't just be an issue of we looked at these messages and then we have these suspicions. The man has, his career is destroyed, he's sitting at home. At which point does it point directly to Minister Mchunu?
Khumalo concedes that the police may have known who murdered whistleblower Babita Deokaran.
Is it possible that within the SAPS, the people who killed Babita Deokaran are known?
Within the SAPS, it's possible.
Is it possible that the people who killed within the SAPS?
Yes, it's possible.
Or officials of the SAP, it is possible that one of the officials of the SAPS knows who killed Babita Deokaran?
It's possible, Chair.
And is it possible that within the SAPS there is an official who knows the people who killed Witness D?
It's possible.
Is it possible that within the SAPS there is an official who knows the people who killed DJ Waras?
Very possible again, Chair.
And many other victims whose names are not being mentioned.
For some analysis, I'm now joined by Andy Mashaile, who is a security strategist. Mr. Mashaile, very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time this evening. It was a very interesting testimony given by the crime intelligence boss, Dumisani Khumalo. What did you make of his testimony in Parliament this week?
Strategically adept, dangerously smart, gaming out the outcomes of the questions of the members of the ad hoc committee. Gaming out means calculating 10 to 100 steps ahead of the conference, the meeting of the two minds, his mind and that of the executive committee, or the ad hoc committee. Whilst the ad hoc committee is connecting the dots backwards, what Dumisani Khumalo did as a gaming out strategy was to pull the future into the present with regard to his answers. You could tell that he did not disclose quite a lot of things and played the game according to the rules of connecting the dots, keeping his cards onto his chest. If he would have answered recklessly, going to court, Masa, in the next few months or in the next few weeks would weaken his hand at the evidence that he has with regard to the ongoing conversations. You remember, Masa, that Breitenbach got so frustrated with General Dumisani Khumalo when he asked General Khumalo some few questions, and General Khumalo kept the strategic defense of his intelligence that is loaded in the report or in the evidence that he submitted as his testimony. You realize that Breitenbach cut short his questioning, and you realize that Honorable Member Souls tried to poison the relationship between General Khumalo Ntantla Mkhwanazi as well as General Masemula by stating the timeline of what brings these three people together. And you remember, if you are watching, Honorable Member Sol said, the three of you are brought together by the PKTT. And General Khumalo almost lost his cool and said, no, we joined as individuals and not as groupings. Honorable Member Sols, being very smart himself, was baiting General Khumalo to agree to the fact that the three of them employed each other and had some kind of a generally corrupt relationship. And the response of General Khumalo was very smart and very strategic, suggesting that he calculated what he was saying so that the current investigations are not revealing to those who are outside of that hall or that outside of that chamber, and those who would have been listening to the ad hoc committee members and the response of General Khumalo. Very smart, like I said, strategically calculating.
The cards were held really close to his chest. And as you're mentioning, Member of Parliament Sols as well. So yesterday, Dumisani Khumalo mentioned that he believes that in Gauteng, most of the police officials are actually moonlighting or doing corrupt, dubious things. And it was today that MP Sols questioned him on that to say, what evidence do you have to say that most, if not all of them, are doing some sort of moonlighting or corrupt activity? And between that back and forth with the question and answering, we saw that General Khumalo didn't have a substantive answer to give to say, this is why I can back this statement. What did you make of that statement? Because it was quite alarming.
Masa, this general is not an ordinary general like all others in the field of his operation. He's a counterintelligence operative. So your answers, if and when you are responding to the questions, your counterintelligence forms part of the evidence that you're going to put before the court. With regard to the question that you are asking, he strategically singled out already those that are in the public, who are accused in the public. The provincial commissioner, Ntate Mtombeni, he singled out Ntate Shibiri of organized crime, and he singled out Brigadier Nkwashu, and specifically indicated that he took food and clothes to Ntate Katiso Molefe, establishing a link between a police officer and a suspected cartel member. Strategically, if I were sitting in his position and you were asking me, I would not reveal in detail what I know, because the information that you would have or the intelligence that you would be in possession of, Wenamasa, if I reveal it now, it messes up your investigation going forward. So you give an answer that will not reveal all your moves on the chessboard of investigations.
Absolutely. Andy Mashaile, always such a pleasure to get your insights. Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.